Well, well, well. The chickens have come home to roost for Kneecap. Kneecap got their gig cancelled yesterday in Vienna following pressure from a party, of course, in Vienna in Austria, because yesterday, the day before this, Kneecap, along with 600 other artists in Ireland, got a cultural Irish heritage music event festival cancelled in Ireland. What goes around comes around. I swear to God, guys, this is like karma coming back to flip and really wreak havoc on Kneecap. The rap trio said that all cancelled tickets will be refunded. Bye-bye. Vienna doesn't want to hear any of your woke bullshit. Sorry, Kneecap. It says here, Austrian authorities cancelled Kneecap gig in Vienna following pressure from a far-right party. So now this is a culture war, the far right versus the far left. We have Kneecap apologizing to fans in a statement about the cancellation. They said, F. Leo Lugner. Okay, yeah, which is legendary, guys. Austria are based. They don't want to hear any of their woke liberal nonsense, okay? Keep that for, the woke libertarians in other left-wing countries. This is an article here by the Journal, or the Urinal, as I like to call it, okay? It says a headline show by Belfast rap group was cancelled following political pressure from Austria's far-right Freedom Party. So obviously they have, far-right there, which nothing is far-right, guys. The Freedom Party is for the people, by the people, to bring in freedom and, freedom of expression, freedom of speech. It's really ironic, though. Kneecap are trying to cancel events back home in Ireland. They hate Irish artists. They hate the Irish Inquiry on X, on Twitter. They hate these people that are actually trying to push heritage and culture, and actual heritage and culture, and actually Irish-speaking events. Because as you all know, Kneecap are an Irish-speaking band. So it's completely hypocritical of them to try and cancel an event, which, by the way, the event didn't get cancelled. It's just the location got moved from Cork to now in Castlebar in Mayo. So they didn't even cancel the event. They just moved the event. It's complete stupidity. The show, which was due to take place on 1st of September in the Gas-O-Meter venue, was called off by FPO politician Leo Lugner, threatening legal action against the venue operator. Leo Lugner, not FU. Much love from all the Irish-based patriots of Ireland. Okay, we take our hats off to you. Hold on a second, let me get my hat. We take our hats off to you, Leo Lugner, for bitch-slapping Kneecap back to the little flippin' concerts that they show out anyways, to their own concerts. Lugner had claimed last week that the Gas-O-Meter would need to be scrutinized with regard to all public funding if the performance went ahead. The cancellation follows the scrapping of planned screening of Kneecap's film in Vienna earlier this summer, also due to safety concerns. Of course, the Journal, the Urinal that we're reading is a left-wing biased propaganda, brainwashing newspaper. Of course, in a statement on social media, Kneecap said 3,500 people have been expected at the gig, and they said, "We are sorry, it's out of our hands." Except this is where you're wrong, Kneecap. It is not out of your hands. Don't be hypocrites. Don't hate on Irish culture and Irish language. Keep out and mind your own business next time. F. Leo Lugner, the group, said, "Yet again, it is clear that this political distraction and further attempt to silence those who called out atrocities in the Middle East." Completely wrong, guys. We've gone through it on my channel. I've talked about this before. This is not true, guys. People on the right doesn't automatically mean that you support a certain country in the Middle East. That is not the case. But as always, we fight on for what is right. Well, I'll tell you, what is right is to be more open and, opening to the freedoms of speech that we have here in Ireland, trying to keep the freedoms going instead of suppressing them and suppressing the people that actually want to perform here, okay? That is, of course, the Misha Era festival that got cancelled, a few days ago. Misha Era meaning My Ireland. And it's amazing to see, guys. The chickens have finally come home to roost, okay? Much hate to Kneecap. I used to say that their stuff was kind of cool to listen to because it was Irish and in Ireland, But now they're just sellouts, guys. Along with Christy Moore, along with flipping Chris O'Dow, all these different Irish artists that, pretend to be for the freedoms of Ireland, for the working class, for the middle class, for the little man, for the people that don't have their voices heard. Now all they are just traitorous scumbags that are just mouthpieces for the government. Plain and simple. It says here we got the Irish Inquiry, who is actually performing and setting up the event, Misha Era Festival, August 23rd. Get your tickets now. Serious backlash against Kneecap for trying to cancel our little festival. Total backfired. Tickets are flying off the shelves. Tickets are just pew, flying, guys, because people don't want to see oppression. You know, when Kneecap and Christy Moore and all these guys come out, you know, we're preaching from the rooftops about how these people are traitors. It's good to say that, guys. It's good to push back. This is an information war. We need to show the proper information, and we will be doing that every single day on my channel, okay? Because the mainstream media is dead, plain and simple. Tickets available here. If you guys want to go get tickets, go over to Irish Inquiry. Check out their actual ticket page there. They're trending, guys. #1 trending in Ireland, you know, because of the scumbaggery that they're doing. You know, and this is what they're trying to do, guys. They say that everyone is far right. If you're anti-immigration, if you're anti-free, you know, if you're anti-whatever, you know, anti-immigration, anti-common sense, okay, then that means you're far right or whatever. Completely ridiculous, of course, you know. But they're trying to devolve Ireland into this sort of dystopian, you know, shithole that flipping Germany is. Massive German YouTuber, of course, Kurt Kaz was in Germany yesterday. Or a massive, I believe he is a South African. He speaks a little bit of German as well, though. But I'm not sure exactly of his ethnicity. But he was in Germany yesterday. And he's gone to the worst parts of the third world. And he said that one of the most dangerous places he's been is Germany. So let's watch this video real quick. This video is insane, guys. I couldn't believe this is happening in modern day Germany. People throwing stuff at him, attacking him, drugs open. It's like an open air drug dealing place. Just off the main street in Frankfurt. Frankfurt is like the business district where people are making lots of money. It's like that great divide. You have the multi-billionaires, millionaires in the skyscrapers, in the mansions, making all the money, getting rich, fat cats. And then just outside on the flipping road, the path outside the flipping skyscraper, you have drug dealers dying and overdosing. Absolutely disgusting. You saw a woman throw a flipping bottle at him there. You have guys confronting him. Loads of people trying to confront him here. You know, this is Germany, guys. You have Middle Eastern, you have, you know, homeless people from different countries around the world, Latin America, the Middle East, you know, dangerous parts of Africa. And that being said, guys, there's rich parts of Africa. There's very rich parts of, you know, these different countries. But, you know, these people aren't leaving, you know, Nigeria. Nigeria has skyscrapers. India has a space program, very rich culture, very rich countries, guys. Like Nigeria, India, these are rich countries. But the people that have nothing, the real third worlders, they're the people that are pouring into Ireland. You know, it's not the rich people that live in flipping, you know, wherever, places like flipping, you know, these other countries, the Middle East, you know, Roma gypsies. It's not like the rich people of these areas, not the rich people of Romania that come here and stuff. It's always like flipping like people that don't want to add to society. So it's just horrendous, man, you know. And Germany is definitely going down a dark path. Like Germany is supposed to be the leader. Germany is supposed to be the leader of all that is good in Europe, okay? The EU, the head of the EU, but of course they're not, guys. The last news story we have for you today is an interesting one. Talking about Irish heritage, the Misha Era Festival. It would be amazing to see Ed Sheeran play at the Misha Era Festival. But of course, you know, he's Irish. I believe he's from Galway. He has ancestors from Ireland, all over Ireland. And, you know, he got recently accused and got a lot of backlash after saying he identifies as culturally Irish, okay? And he said he was annoyed because people were giving him a lot of backlash. It says, singer Ed Sheeran admitted he felt annoyed by the harsh response to his comments identifying as Irish. It says, Sheeran came under fire after telling Louis Theroux podcast he identifies as Irish. His comments were received poorly, but Ed Sheeran stressed that nobody can change how he feels about his childhood. He used to be a busker in Galway. He used to busk in Dublin, like this kind of stuff. Very culturally Irish guy. He has the red hair, pasty skin, you know, freckles. Like this guy is about as Irish as you're going to get, lads. Like he is culturally, ethnically. Forget about culture. Ethnically, this guy is about as, you know, about as Irish as it gets, you know. He said, I do understand, but I also like no one can tell me what my childhood was or the culture that I grew up with or the music I grew up with or the humor I grew up with or the movies I grew up with or anything. I grew up with it, therefore it's part of me, and I feel like it's part of my culture. And who the F is anyone to tell me what is and how I feel about it, you know? 100%. You know, 100%, guys. It's absolutely crazy. His name is Sheeran, for feck's sake. That's like being upset somebody named Cho identifies as Korean. Yeah, I mean, the guy is literally as Irish as it gets. Okay, cool, but you still grew up in Ipswich. I think he was back and forth between England and Ireland, though. I think he like was traveling a lot between the two. I remember reading lots of stories about that. But yeah, it would be amazing to see someone like Ed Sheeran play at Misha Era Festival or some massive name. Of course, they already have huge names playing there. But, you know, for the future, if there's a Misha Era 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down the line, you know, Misha Era 2030 would be amazing to see, you know, some big star come in, because, you know, this is what it is, guys. It's a culture war. It's a pushing of different narratives. We have the leadership. We have the narrative that's being pushed correctly. We have the ethics and the whole morality of Irish people behind us. And the left and the wokies, you know, they have they have evil behind them. You know, it's good versus evil in 2025, in my opinion. So yeah, absolutely amazing to see that Kneecap got cancelled. That's the bad karma coming back around, guys. Never spread bad karma. Bad things that people have done to me in the past, I mean, they have had horrendous things happen to them. I look at them now and it's terrible, guys. Never screw somebody over. Never insult someone's name. Never try and drag someone's name to the dirt. Never do any of this stuff, guys. Call people far right. Never do any of this stuff, because what's going to come back on you is 10 times worse. I love you all. If you want to help support me, because the mainstream media is dead, you can hit up my merch in the comment section, in the description down below, and also hit the join link to become a member. We have 15 members. I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video, guys. Peace.